Imagine walking through the busy streets of Thebes over 3,000 years ago, where beauty was more than simply vanity. It was ritual, survival, and even heavenly protection. Ancient Egyptian women meticulously sculpted their appearances to satisfy both gods and humanity. But what kinds of items did they apply, and why was beauty products of such significance in their lives? We all know the struggle, right? That perfect cat eye that only works on one side? Or how about wondering if this lipstick will survive your morning coffee? Turns out we aren't the first to tackle the great mysteries of makeup. And wait until you hear about the one ingredient that Egyptians thought had almost magical powers. You might just find yourself rethinking of your own makeup routine in the future. Ancient Egyptian women were the original beauty gurus, and they didn't have TikTok hacks to lean on. So here's the big question: what did they use to achieve those iconic eyes and radiant faces? And just how on earth did they keep it all in place in the blazing Egyptian sun? So let's start with the eyes, the ultimate statement piece of ancient Egypt. Forget waterproof mascara. Egyptian women were all about that bold black eyeliner known as Kohl. But they weren't just after a dramatic look. Kohl was believed to have actual health benefits. Egyptians mixed lead-based minerals with oils to create a paste they applied daily. It not only gave them that striking gaze, but was said to protect their eyes from the harsh desert glare and infections. Imagine going through all that every morning, knowing your eyeliner is also a charm against bad vibes. You could say the ancient Egyptians were way ahead of the game, mixing function with a little bit of magic. But they didn't stop there. The cheeks and lips were just as important. For a pop of color, they reached for red ochre, a kind of natural clay, to brighten their cheeks and lips. Blush wasn't just about looking good though. Red was a powerful color in Egypt, symbolizing life, vitality, and a little bit of flirtation. And for a natural stain, henna did the trick, adding that extra touch for special occasions. Ever used a lipstick and worried about whether it's too bold? Imagine that every shade has spiritual significance. You'd never leave home without carefully picking your hue. But hey, these women weren't just beautifying, they were essentially armoring up with pigments. And then there were the perfumes. You see, in ancient Egypt, smelling great was practically a religious duty. Women used rich, creamy oils infused with myrrh, cinnamon, and frankincense to stay fragrant. Sure, they wanted to smell nice, but it also kept their skin hydrated in that relentless heat. Not to mention, Egyptians believed that smelling good was a way of connecting to the gods. Now, if you're thinking, okay, eyeliner and blush make sense, but what did they do about dry skin? Well, the Egyptians had a clever fix for that too. They weren't exactly reaching for coconut oil, but they used their own super hydrators, natural oils like castor, moringa, and sesame. These oils worked double duty, keeping their skin soft and sealing in moisture, which was critical in the dry desert climate. These oils were so valuable, they weren't just for everyday use. Egyptians saw them as practically sacred. They used them in religious rituals, embalming, and even royal burials. Basically, if you had good skin back then, you were also scoring some serious spiritual points in your life and afterlife. Think about it. Every time you put on moisturizer, you're practically participating in an ancient beauty ritual. But while we've added extra ingredients and new formulas, they were happy with the basics, and these basics were worth their weight in gold. Now, skincare wasn't complete without a good cleansing ritual. Egyptians had one main go-to for keeping things fresh: natron, a natural salt harvested from dry lake beds. It was like their ancient version of soap and scrub all in one. They mixed it with water or oils to wash, exfoliate, and even deodorize. It might sound a little rough, but to them, cleanliness wasn't just about looking good. It was a spiritual necessity. To feel pure, inside and out, was the only way to truly please the gods. And speaking of divine ingredients, here's a hint. One particular substance held such legendary power that it became a precious secret among the elite. What was it? And could it still hold magic for us today? We'll find out soon. So as we explore these secrets of Egyptian beauty, remember, this wasn't just about appearances. Each element, the kohl, the oils, the colors, was part of a carefully crafted ritual that went far beyond vanity. It was a way to shield themselves, to express power, and even to bridge the mortal world and the divine. So, the next time you're touching up your eyeliner or splurging on that miracle moisturizer, remember, you're standing in the footsteps of history's original beauty enthusiasts. Those ancient Egyptians were blending pigments, protecting against the sun, and hydrating their skin long before we had beauty counters and viral skincare routines. Of course, they didn't have 15-step routines or anti-aging serums, but they had their basics. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed by skincare, just think, our ancestors did all this with Kohl and crushed beetles and still managed to look like royalty. After all, beauty might evolve, but the goal, that's timeless. From Cleopatra's Kohl to your favorite concealer, we're all just trying to look a little more divine. Who knows, maybe thousands of years from now, people will be marveling at our beauty secrets, or at least at our obsession with highlighters. And that brings us to the end of our journey through ancient Egyptian beauty secrets. Thank you so much for watching and exploring these fascinating rituals with me. I hope you enjoyed uncovering how, for thousands of years, beauty has been about so much more than just appearances. It's fantastic to see so many people enjoying these videos. Analytics show that a big portion of viewers haven't subscribed yet, so if you're one of them and have been enjoying the content, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. It's a small gesture that helps the channel grow and lets me keep sharing these fascinating stories with you. Thanks for watching and being here. Until next time.